skip, it is legitimately just that the skips on that track are super high variance. No matter how good you are, the second skip is not consistent. So that one's just gonna happen. But let's see where Mike takes us.
Gravine Gateway, no upgrades. I'm not surprised one bit when he's probably trying to do it to knock Ace, take that really beast of a track down with Ace.
Yeah, this should be a fun one now. Also, Ace's OBS has crashed. He will be back momentarily.
I mean, Mike did this against King Bean Dip too, because King Bean Dip was also a real beast on Gravine Gateway himself.
Yep. And at the start of this tournament, like before the tournament started, King Bean spent a lot of time, and I watched on stream trying to figure out who the best no upgrade pod was for this track, because Bowles is just a beast to control here.
How do they find me?
Turns out it is Bowles.
Mess up my store.
But Sebulba and Ben are both competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know you used Sebulba in your match against King Bean Dip because of that.
Yeah. I mean, I just like Sebulba for no upgrades because he has much better handling than either the other high tiers for it.
Yeah, definitely. But
we're going to be seeing a Bowles mirror on the most turn-heavy track in the game. It's gonna be something.
Yeah, this track is, and it's pretty much the hardest track in the entire game.
Yeah, and if you're playing, it's in the top 3, no question. But when it comes to playing the optimal pod on it, I would say Baru Coast is harder. Like Ben on Baru Coast is so hard.
Yeah,
Ooh, Ace does not look comfortable on that warm-up bit.
Uh-oh. Well, I know Ace hasn't done no upgrades as much as the fully upgraded and the skips.
No, but he has done a lot of no upgrades.
No. He's certainly... He's only 3 to do upgrade ILs for every track along with Bay and Mayu and Doro.
Yeah. Not opting for that. Okay. I guess that little skip isn't actually faster on Bowles. A little corner cut.
A lot harder to do. It's really easy to take a bonk and lose speed there.
Yeah, I assumed it wasn't actually that great to do.
Oh, Ace said his stream crashed again.
Working on it. So, some technical difficulties.
Yeah. But this track is so frightening to do because it is so winding, so dark, very tough track, especially with no upgrades.
Yeah.
Okay, Ace is now ready. We can do the countdown. Countdown has been given.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is going to be... It's another one where players are going to put on a show in one direction or another. It's either going to be a mess because Bowles is so hard here, or it's going to be ridiculously impressive for the same reason.
Yeah. He's the most optimal, but he's also supremely difficult to use, which is why Sebulba is sometimes a bit safer.
I mean, that's just me.
That's just you.
Yeah.
I know in my case, I use either Mars or Bullseye because they are significantly easier to use.
Yeah. I don't know. I also just really like Sebulba. Alright, we've got a bit of technical difficulties with Ace's stream. We're working on getting that back, but Mikey is away. There we go. He's just having some OBS issues. Alright, so here we go. Reasons this track is difficult. Number 1, this canyon section. This alone would put it in a very high tier of difficulty.
And there's an even more difficult part coming right after this.
Yep. So then you have this very tiny breather, which even has its own difficulty because that's a very narrow road. And then the jungle itself is reason number 2 it's hard. Because you can't see very far ahead of you. And it's such a low fog distance. And then you...
And this is the hardest part. The swamp.
It is also the part that's the most practiced. And there we go. Mikey is through it very cleanly. Ace is going a bit slow through it, but he's through it cleanly as well. They both... You have to drop your speed quite a bit for that section.
And it's one of only a few places in the entire game where you have to use the brakes regardless.
At max upgrades, you do not. Necessarily. Off throttle is, I believe, enough for most of it. Alright, 148.
148.
Alright, about a second lead. About a second of a lead for Mike. However, Mike did have much higher heat. I'm not sure how much Ace underheated on that, potentially.
I'm curious to see what happens with Quake Shortcut, because without upgrades, it sometimes is not worth it to take this Quake Shortcut on laps 2 and 3. Oh,
they're both going for it.
For...
Both took it pretty cleanly.
Really clean by both, yeah.
Whew. This... God, I love watching this track. Ace does have higher speed than Mike right now. Bit rate's a little questionable right now, but we can at least mostly tell what's going on.